Hi, your hand has five fingers. Representing each finger, I'm going to tell you five things which will keep you healthy so that when you put them together, your health will be in the firm grip of your hand. So keep watching. Welcome to the 15th episode of my YouTube channel, The Healthy Drive. Today I am going to talk to you in just an informal manner. There'll be no slides, there'll be no pictures, and I'm going to just talk to you regarding health. We are in the middle of a unprecedented health crisis. Globally, all over the world, the lifestyle diseases have become the number one killers, including our country. The COVID-19 virus is nearly 3 years old and still playing havoc with our health. Perhaps these two are related. It is because of the poor metabolic health, I always say, that the COVID-19 virus is having a good time. All surveys have shown that the metabolic health of more than 80% of the population is very poor. What are the five things you can do to improve your metabolic health? The very first thing is to address your nutrition. As I have told you in one of my previous episodes, we have a stone age body, but we are giving it processed space age food. So as long as you can avoid the processed food, as long as you can avoid eating frequently throughout the day and eat real food, that will itself improve your health. Prioritize your macronutrients. Pay much more importance to protein and to fats. Avoid carbohydrates and especially processed carbohydrates as much as possible. So this will improve your metabolic health because it will bring down your serum insulin levels. So once your serum insulin levels are stable, it will help to improve your immunity and that will help to improve your metabolic health as well. The second thing is movement. Our body were made to move. When we were evolving, we were first in the trees and then we were quadrupeds and then we became bipeds. That is, we learned to stand up and we learned to walk and then we learned to run, and we also learned a very unique thing which is not present in any other similar species like the chimpanzees. We learned how to throw, and that is what taught us to hunt. Or rather, I would say, while learning to hunt, we learn how to throw the spear. Now this movement is very unique to our species. So that is how we became hunters. And that is why movement and related what is known as exercise became so important to us. Our muscles developed in that manner. Our muscles are use it or lose it organs. So you must pay a lot of importance to muscles throughout your life. When you are growing up as a child, you need a lot of proteins to be eaten. When you are active as an adult, you need a lot of proteins, and you need even more when you become old and you are losing muscle mass. Proteins are not stored in the body. Unlike carbohydrates and fats, proteins are metabolized and taken out of the body. So you need those essential amino acids to be eaten in a proper dose and in a targeted manner, which I talked about in my last episode. So pay a lot of importance to muscles, pay a lot of importance to exercise. We have to keep our muscles active by doing resistance training, by doing a little bit of cardio. One thing to remember about exercise is that it has got tons of benefits, but weight loss is not one of them. You must get your nutrition right, then only exercise will work for you. If you eat the wrong kind of food, a lot of sugary processed food, no matter how much you exercise, it is not going to work. All you will lose is a lot of effort and time. Movement is important. Exercise is important, but for other reasons. It is important to keep your muscle mass intact. The third thing which I wanted to talk to you about is sleep. Our body is a light sensor and it responds to the sunlight. And we are supposed to sleep from dusk to dawn and wake up at dawn and then again sleep at dusk. But in the modern day life, with all the lights blaring, we prolong our waking hours and our sleeping hours gets compromised. Now this has disastrous effects or disastrous consequences on our health. It is only when we sleep properly that our body takes rest, the neurons connect with each other and regeneration takes place. All the hormones and the enzymes that function in our body is manufactured when we are asleep. The heart gets rest when you are asleep. So we should never compromise on our sleep. The sweet spot is to sleep between 7 to 8 hours every day. Unless you get adequate amount of sleep, and that too adequate amounts of deep sleep, we will not be able to function properly on our waking hours. The fourth thing which affects our health is stress. Now our bodies are actually built to fight stress, and stress at a particular level is actually good for us. You must have all heard of the phrase when we read physiology that fight, fright and flight is a built-in reaction within us, and that is a protective mechanism of the body, so that the body can protect itself and either fight and flight or go away as and when the danger arises. But the problem with modern day life is the chronic stress. That is what is harmful. Our lives are fantastically competitive. We are made to join the rat race even as toddlers. There is stress in everything that we do. There is stress in growing up. There is stress in joining the college. There is stress in getting a job, getting married. There is stress when you fall sick. When you have chronic stress in your lives, your cortisol levels will be high and your insulin levels will be high, and that will give rise to a deranged metabolism. So no matter how much attention you give to nutrition, how much attention you give to your exercise, if you are chronically stressed and if you cannot handle the stress, then your metabolic health will be compromised. There are people who can handle stress very well, and there are people who cannot handle stress. So stress is also a matter of how you react to the circumstances. If you can take in the stress, then it is well and good. But if you keep on getting stressed due to your life situation, then you have to do something about it. So stress plays a very big role in your metabolic health and your health in general. The fifth thing which I wanted to talk to you today is about the environment. We are very much a product of the environment that we live in. We are a product of the people we interact with, especially the closed ones. We are a product of the food that we eat. We are a product of the air that we breathe. Even the chair that we sit in, the carpet that we walk in, the bed and the bed sheet, everything is our environment, and everything affects us in some way or the other. So one needs to be aware of what is good and what is not good and take steps accordingly. But this is something which may or may not be in our control. So what is in our control amongst the 5 things you must try and do? That is, some amount of nutrition is in our control, and we can choose the food that we eat. We can choose to exercise, and we can choose to have a proper sleep. We can choose, or we can be aware that stress is causing harm to us, and we can do something about it. And self-talk is very, very important, and how you deal with the situation in stress is once again very important. And as far as the environment is concerned, knowledge is power. Once you are aware of what is causing harm to you, you can do something about it. So these are the 5 things which I wanted to tell you about today: nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress management, and awareness about the environment. I would like to thank each and every one of you for encouraging me on this channel. I'm really touched with your comments and feedback. So keep watching the channel for more such videos and more specific videos on health. Don't forget to subscribe and share this with your friends, and I'll catch up with you next time.